Geometry Dash was created almost 13 years ago, and in that time many things have happened in its history, from major game modes to game features, user input, spin-off games, and wait times that took nearly 7 years. Today, I'll take you through the history of Geometry Dash, its levels, community, and everything else to come out of it. Geometry Dash was originally teased 13 years ago by Robert "Robtop" James on April 19, 2013, under the name Geometry Jump, alternatively Geometry Dash, because there wasn't currently any dash orbs in the game yet. With a song not found in the base game later whatsoever. The gameplay was pretty bare bones, and that wouldn't change much when the game first released. Update 1.0, the release of Geometry Dash coming out nearly 4 months after the trailer, and now its actual common name Geometry Dash, even though there's still no dashing in the game. Its only features were the first 7 levels being Stereo Madness, Back on Track, Polargeist, Dry Out, Base After Base, Can't Let Go, and Jumper, and 2 game modes, the Cube and the Ship. It also had the base level editor to build custom levels and upload for others to play. Inversely, you could now download other levels people made, making it a solid first release but nowhere near what we have today. On September 10th, 2023, oh wow! Update 1.1, I sure wonder what RobTop added to the game. It was one new level in the mirror portal, which mirrors your gameplay and flips it. And you can also comment on levels now, which I guess is kinda cool. Yeah, that's interesting, I guess. 1.2 came out not much later on October 14, 2013. Only a month later, it had something of actual fun value. The main feature was a new ball game mode, which swapped the clavier on click and displayed as a new level of cycles. That's about it, but at least it added something a bit more fun than a shtick of, oh my god, you're backward, you're backward, look guys, you're backward, isn't this so fun, you're backwards, you're going backwards, backwards, really fast as we can. This update also added the demon difficulty off of the fan-made level, Demon Park, even though there weren't any currently official demon levels. Update 1.3 followed the trend of releasing quickly, coming on November 20, 2013, mainly because it didn't add too much. All it really added was the new level X-Step, along with blue orbs and pads, and that was pretty much it. Other than that, the only other new feature was the leaderboard, and that's all Update 1.3 really had to offer. 1.4 came out on December 26th of the same year, which missed Christmas by a day, and also didn't add too much. And custom ships and balls for your icon, but very few. And also size portals, which could make you tiny and go back to big. So it was another not really much update that only added a couple things, considering that it was added within a month of the other one. Update 1.5 also came out a month later on January 30th, 2014, which introduced voting on difficulty on online levels, the ability to copy and paste in the level editor, and the UFO game mode, and also branches. Yeah, branches. Update 1.6 released on March 24th, 2014 added 2 new levels instead of 1 this time, being Electroman Adventures and Club Step, which you're seeing in the background right now. Club Step being the first official demon level of the game. This update also added coins, some being easier than others, and some being a bit more difficult.
Alright, first coin. Yeah, that coin's kinda impossible timing, what the fuck?
Also besides this, they added invisible blocks, breakable blocks, and map hacks, and overall was a good, bigger update for the game. Update 1.7 released on May 21st, 2014, adding speed portals, trails, editor tabs, and search filters. The best part of this update was only really the level, seeing as there wasn't much else, but there's also the ship part that came out of it, which is infamous for being quite difficult. So overall, another sort of lackluster update. Update 1.8 came out on August 7th, 2014, which introduces the dual portal mode, slopes, and 2-player mode. 2-player mode being weird at the time because it wasn't on a computer yet, so you had 2 people mashing a phone. In all serious though, this dual section has taken the patience of children everywhere, which also may or may not include myself. Update 1.9, which released on November 9, 2014, added a good amount, which means I can talk about it for more than 20 seconds. Update 1.9 added 2 new levels, being Blast Processing and Theory of Everything 2. User accounts were also added along with color channels, 3D blocks, custom music, and also the game being ported to Steam/computers. But most importantly, out of all these features, was probably the Wave game mode. This would go off to be a big player in harder levels, such as Circles levels, which mostly use the Wave game mode. Also, I'm sure you've seen a Death Corridor meme at least once if you're under the age of 30. Wave would be a big player in making hard levels designed to be as hard as possible. It was also around this time that people were making as hardest levels possible, which was also a huge scandal. Update 2.0, which came out on August 26, 2015, kept the trend of adding 2 levels per update via adding Geometrical Dominator and Deadlocked in the same update, Deadlocked being the 3rd demon level to be added to the main game, and is still the hardest level in the main game by far. Although this update was called the 2.0 update, it was not in fact Geometry Dash 2. It introduced 2 new levels, which I already talked about, teleport portals, moving objects, user profiles more in-depthly, and infinite colors in the robot game mode. Also, the Friends tab. This level also added the ability to create and add text to your level where you could type pretty much anything you wanted. Words of encouragement, words of warning, full fonts. I think we all know where this is going, so let's just skip to the end. Update 2.1 came out nearly 2 years later on January of 2027 and added a lot. This is also probably going to be the longest section of the whole video, so we'll probably rapid fire here. Update 2.1 added the Spider game mode, the new level Finger Dash, daily levels, vaults, new level art, black orbs, green orbs, red pads, and finally the dash orb. So after 11 updates you can finally dash. In other terms, this is also the period where the thing I've been foreshadowing happened. So let's get on to that. There's quite the infamous person among Geometry Dash history, that being Space UK. He first appeared on the scene where in May of 2020 he beat Decode, an easy demon. Why am I telling you this? Because his next demon was an insane demon named Windy Landscape as his 2nd demon ever beaten. To put it in normal person terms, that's a huge jump. Anywho, do you see where this is going? He went on to beat Wasseretta, a top 20 as his 4th ever demon, and then for his 5th, he beat the 2nd hardest level in the game, and then he went to be on even more levels like this. Now you'd think it'd be a little obvious by now, but clearly Space was cheating. At that point, he beat another top 1 called Slaughterhouse. However, finally, in 2023, after 3 years an exposal video was put out, and a good one at that, exposing Space for pretty much everything he had cheated via frame delays. And as such, he was moved from the leaderboards, and every level he verified had to be re-verified, and he was shunned from the Geometry Dash community. They looked up to him, and he was a dirty, no-good cheater. I think it's also worthwhile to mention that right before 2.2, the final update and segment of this video, this iconic moment happened. Now, the final update of this video, and the most recent one, 2.2, took 7 years in terms of wait time and added a couple things. It added camera movement, the new swing game mode, sticky walls, and a bunch of camera effects. Now, you'd think this wouldn't do too much, as, you know, it's not the biggest update for 7 years worth of wait time, but the community took this and ran. Crazy awesome levels came out between now and then, such as Aperture, Hyperluminal, or maybe Orbits. So many crazy levels that just look beautiful with this new update. As for why I chose this topic, I've just been really liking Geometry Dash recently. And I thought to myself, you know what? Why not? And then I just made this video.